Hello everyone and welcome to Sarah's Recipes. It's a bit chilly here. Today we're going to make a soup that symbolizes reconciliation, a soup of peace and forgiveness. So without further ado, let's open our recipe book to Ephesians 4, verses 31 to 32. Let all bitterness, all animosity, all anger, all shouting, all slander, and all kinds of malice disappear from among you. Be kind to one another, compassionate, forgiving each other, just as God forgave you in Christ. In this passage, the Apostle Paul calls us to set aside bitterness, anger, and malice, to live in kindness and forgiveness. This verse is a powerful guide for conflict management. Conflicts often arise from misunderstandings, harsh words, or unresolved grudges. Paul invites us to adopt an attitude of compassion and forgiveness, like Christ, who forgave us unconditionally. This means that to resolve a conflict, we must be ready to let go of our anger, our frustrations, and practice forgiveness, even when it's difficult. The onion will symbolize conflict management. It has many layers, just like conflicts often have deep-rooted causes. The onion reminds us that to resolve a conflict, it sometimes needs to be peeled layer by layer. Facing difficult emotions is reaching the truth. Although the onion may bring tears, it purifies and adds depth of flavor. Just as well-managed conflict can lead to a stronger, more honest relationship. So you understand, for our recipe, we will need 2 onions, symbolizing the depth of conflicts and the truth that must emerge. We will also need 2 carrots, representing the sweetness of listening and kindness. A potato, symbolizing solidity and mutual support. A clove of garlic, the strength of forgiveness that purifies relationships. And a drizzle of olive oil, symbolizing the gentleness of grace. And finally, salt and pepper, representing the balance between truth and compassion. Now we will prepare our recipe by peeling and slicing the onions. The onion, like conflicts, has many layers. In peeling, we are invited to peel away the layers of our resentments and misunderstandings. It's a sometimes painful process, just like the onion that brings tears. But these tears remind us that reconciliation sometimes requires vulnerability and acceptance of the deep truth behind conflicts. Saute the onions in olive oil. Olive oil, a symbol of gentleness and grace, helps to ease tensions. By gently sautéing the onions, we see that even harsh truths, when approached with gentleness, can be transformed into a constructive element. This reminds us that God's grace can soften difficult moments in conflicts. Now, it's time to add the carrots and potatoes, because carrots, with their natural sweetness, symbolize the kindness and listening needed to ease tensions. Potatoes, on the other hand, represent the support and solidity of a healthy relationship. They soothe the soup, reminding us that mutual support makes relationships stronger after conflicts. Add the well-crushed garlic. Garlic, with its powerful flavor, represents the strength of forgiveness. Forgiveness, although sometimes difficult to offer, has the power to purify a relationship, just as garlic deeply purifies a dish. Forgiveness is essential to transform a bitter situation into a reconciled one. Season. With salt and pepper, which symbolize the balance between truth and compassion in any conflict. It's necessary to speak the truth, symbolized by salt, as you know, but always with compassion. Pepper will symbolize compassion. Too much of one or the other will unbalance the relationship. So like the onion we peel, conflicts often require us to get to the bottom of things, even if it brings tears. This vulnerability allows us to discover the truth and truly heal. The carrot brings the necessary sweetness to ease tensions by being gentle and listening. We create an environment conducive to reconciliation. Garlic is strong, it is purifying, representing forgiveness, which is essential in any reconciliation process. Because without forgiveness, no relationship can survive conflict. Avoiding facing the deep layers is ignoring the root causes of a conflict, which is like leaving the layers of the onion intact. This will delay reconciliation and allow bitterness to grow. If we approach a conflict without grace or gentleness, we risk inflaming the situation rather than calming it. But forgiveness, is crucial. Refusing to forgive is like leaving garlic out of the recipe. Without it, the conflict cannot be purified, and their relationship, it remains bitter. Conflict management, like preparing this onion-based soup, requires patience, honesty, and forgiveness. The layers of a conflict must be peeled carefully, just like peeling an onion, revealing the hidden truths behind emotions. If we approach each conflict with the gentleness, grace, and kindness that God teaches us, we can transform tense situations into an opportunity, reconciliation, and renewal. Ephesians calls us to abandon bitterness, to abandon anger, to live in a relationship of compassion and forgiveness in the image of Christ. So when we apply this divine wisdom in our relationships, we not only resolve conflicts, we strengthen bonds, making each relationship deeper and more solid. So like this nourishing soup, may peace and forgiveness strengthen our souls and restore harmony in our lives for a restored and fulfilled life. May God bless you, and see you soon in Sarah's Recipes.